Hold on tight, 'cause you know tomorrow may not bring that same thing that you said last night. Woo! Every time I find a little peace of mind, I hold on tight, 'cause tomorrow may not bring the very same thing. No, 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 said none of the right there. You that can all just for me. I'm so glad that you that can all just for me. I'm so glad that you that can all for a sinner like me.
Trey, technical director for Cleo Parker Robinson Dance. Music was my go-to growing up. Stream is my first love because I get the opportunity to bring technology, STEM, and theater together for students who otherwise would not have that opportunity. Science, technology, robotics, engineering, arts, and media. Education means freedom, and that's what inspires me. It's my passion.
Well, how you doing, Trey Grimes?
I'm blessed. Brother Bill.
Well, that's fantastic. You're here today to tell us a little bit about STEM, digital equity, some things that our community may not be quite familiar with. And before we get into that deep, would you mind giving us a little bit of your background, how you got started and what led you into this?
So originally I am from Illinois. I moved to Denver in '83, and my survival tactic was to play my drum set for everybody in town. Any type of music, from R&B to country, jazz to pop. And through those connections, I was able to meet the entire Black community in the arts and education sector. And from there, I went to work at Arkway Productions.
Hey, okay. That was a beautiful time.
Arkway Productions gave me an opportunity to expand on my skill sets of, we were ahead of our time, and we had built a digital audio recording studio. And people were like, what are you talking about? Digital audio, And it was a serious journey into the future. And people weren't ready for it. And we continued to stick with it. And by sticking with that, I was offered a job at Cleo Parker Robinson Dance. Yeah, where I walked in and was, through all the work in the community, I was able to become their audio engineer.
As technical director for Cleo Parker Robinson Dance, I am in charge of all things technical. We work together to make sure that whatever production is brought forward by Cleo, that we're able to technically bring it to life.
Oh man, we're blessed.
So we're just tying it all together.
That's okay.
I remember when you first went down there, looking at their equipment and where they were at. And where they're at now, my brother. I mean, it's a whole nother world that you have given to those people down there. And before we go any further, the soundtrack that I use, everybody, the soundtrack that I use to open up the show when you listen to that drum lick there at the end, that's Trey. Okay.
Uh-oh.
Or we could say, can I say Trey Z?
Yes, you can say that on there.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's his Trey name, Trey Z. So I just want you all to know when you listen to that, this is the gentleman that was playing the drum.
wow. I want to get a copy of that myself. Um, those were you said it right, Bill. Those were great times, and we were really frontiers in the digital recording scene in Denver. And to this day, thank God these young people recognize that, and they still come to us for that leadership. And I appreciate that so much, being recognized by our own peers and understanding how we got where we are today. Having that opportunity to work with Cleo Parker Robinson, who is an icon
Yes.
in the Black community and around the country and the world. To this day, I still travel with Cleo. We're headed out to Cape Fear, and we take the message everywhere we go that we're Black, proud, we're innovative, and we want to help all Black communities, all communities of color. We're here for you.
When I look at that stage, I see decades and decades of history. I see opportunity for the future. I see that opportunity for us to narrow the gap in that digital divide.
I know there's a lot of things that you've been into, and I know to put all those years into this little time capsule that we have is going to be strenuous. But when you was going through this and you were playing music and with Cleo Parker and just growing in this, down the road, what do you think pivoted you? What was a pivotal point that just drove you so deep into this aspect of this career?
Having been part of producing a large family,
Well,
I had to, and to be blessed with so many beautiful children, I had to really look at, I was already in the community, working in the community, but I think the real impact was being a part of their education as well. In doing that, I actually created programs, digital audio, multimedia content creation programs, early 90s, that were after school programs in an effort to help support our Black neighborhoods and teach digital skills as early as like I said, early 90s. Again, a lot of people just did not understand, what are you doing? And as you always told me, Bill, it was a gift given to me to be able to see the needs of our community, that we have to understand what computers really can do. So being able to be around my children, have programs, and start to really understand the educational system in the city and their needs. And when I say their needs, I express the needs of what they should be looking at for us. Because the system is built the way the system is built, and we all know that that system is not always something that supports the Black community.
what pivoted you? What made you drive in so hard? Like what keeps you pushing like you're pushing?
And that moment happened April 27th, 2017, when I got a call while working at school. I got a call that you need to go to the morgue.
Whoa.
And I'm like, okay, what is this about? And to be able to, then you hear, well, Jonathan's dead. So that's my son. At that time, he was 27 years old.
And it
Of
happened on
course.
April 27th.
Yes, sir. 2017. And has anybody, any type of bad news, any type of news for a family member, old, young, or whatever, it's always bad news and it's always hard to understand. And you look for that message from God. What are you trying to tell me? But at that particular moment, it's pure shock. And it's even more so when it's a younger person. I got to share this with you real quick, Bill. One of the hardest things dealing with that as well is the fact that for some reason, it happened on a Friday, it happened at 5 o'clock. At that point in time, the city morgue is just like any other business. I get there, I can't get in. I can't see them. Um, how do we know as a family that that's really our son? Uh, long story short, it was 10 days before we actually seen his body.
Oh my God.
And that created a drive in me that would not happen to anybody else in this Black community. That's not going to happen again. And through the work of what we call digital equity, I began to reach out to the establishments, to the coroner's office, to the state coroner. And I told them, you have to have a better way, a better system. Someone is already grieving. This is a new world today, a world full of technology. You're trying to tell me there's no way that we can see our loved one? And they were like, well, the problem is when we get somebody in there, we don't know how they're going to react. And a lot of our people have been in danger. Okay. So can we not set up a system that's the same as you do people that you arrest from our communities? And they asked me, what did it mean? I said, well, take the camera, put it in the room. It's the same thing. At least bring the family in a quiet manner. Let them identify their loved one. And it doesn't have to be in person or touch them or anything. It can at least see from the camera, right? And they listened to me. They heard me. And when they built the new system, the new morgue, that is the system.
What you're saying, I mean, I'm just devastated. We
Yes.
probably had to tear the building down 10 days, and I don't know if my baby's in there. And I like what you brought up, that point about you could have done it just like you do prisoners. You take a picture, you could call down there before they're arrested, while they're being booked, and get an information. I know that is pretty touchy. It's kind of getting me too, because I have children too, and that's a heavy. You brought up digital equity, and we're going to get into that. And I wanted to just take a moment right here and just drop in this little clip of you and kind of what you do, just so while we get into this next part of your section here, that the people understand.
I don't believe communities understand when we say digital equity. I don't think they understand that we are really behind. When you wake up every day, you have access to bandwidth and devices. You don't understand the complexities of digital equity for everyone. There are many young scholars who come to me and I explain to them the programming and the opportunities that they have, and they go, wow, that's great. So I will learn how to use the internet and internet-based devices to do professional lighting, professional audio, robotics. I tell them, yeah, if you follow these instructions. That's when I find out that they do not have the access needed or the devices needed.
Okay, that was something. Okay, sir, what is meant by digital equity, or at the end of that they had stream?
Stream, that's my baby. Stream is science, technology, robotics, engineering, arts, and media. It is a technical theater, STEM-based program where young scholars learn not just the basics of lighting, audio, video, but outside the box thinking of how to take robotics, coding, data science, kinetics, and create in the realm of productions.
Stream is my baby.
And this is something you came up with.
Absolutely.
Man,
Absolutely.
that's my man right there. That's my man. If you want to know how to stream, okay. Okay, and that's what we're doing, streaming, and we need that technology. Okay, my brother, explain a little bit about the different areas in digital equity. Why it's so important to our community to understand this.
Digital equity is access, devices, instruction, and the ability to erase fear of using all of the above. Yeah.
From that stream program, it's a internship program that is in collaboration with Denver Public Schools. Each one of those interns who have the opportunity to participate and finish a 10 to 12 week course, they're paid a stipend from Goodwill of $1,200. So they have motivation.
Wait a minute. Is there an age limit?
I know, right?
I could use some motivation. I mean, I'm a late bloomer. Introducing new meat, a very new product for your skin. And oh, for the inside? Oh yes, we have something there for you as well. Together, it is a health choice that I'm sure you will enjoy. Check it out. New meat.
And with that stream program, the interns have the option to take another course or continue to work with me and our crew at Cleo Parker Robinson Dance. You know, and in saying that, recently, I really got blessed, even more so. Bill, we were able to create, well, you know, I gotta stop saying we, it's hard for me to always say I don't like doing that, but it's true. I created a program, a apprenticeship program that has also been successful at Cleo Parker Robinson Dance, and it's titled Jam at CPRD. So now Jam, that is my son's initials, Jonathan Alexander Moorhead. So Jam at CPRD, a apprenticeship program approved by the state of Colorado and the U.S. Department of Labor, that when you complete your apprenticeship, you are handed a certification from the United States Department of Labor that is valuable, recognized anywhere in the 50 states and the U.S. West Territory. Job titles include audio engineer, lighting technician, audio video technician, and the newly developed cyber security arts and media technician.
There's a market there. That security that's getting up there.
And you know, and now you know, and like you said, you know, it's a market for it. There are careers for it. The training you get is from the United States Department of Defense, US DOD. You're getting it from the Cybersecurity National Initiative. And this is because I was also blessed to have a master's degree in information technology with a concentration in digital forensics. So I've been able to take that and add that.
Yeah, I'm scared now.
Well,
Digital for real. Wait a minute. Let me look. Wait a minute. Let me tap my. We all right. We all right, right?
I've been busy.
I know you've been busy. Okay, keep us coming there.
So it's serious. It really is. It's serious. You know, now we're looking at opportunities for you to be cyber technician in the fields of live production, audio recording, film, TV, live events. Cyber technicians are needed. When a young person thinks all I can do is be a rapper, you've already heard, no, you could be a producer, you can be this, you could be that. Well, guess what? You can also be technicians, paid technicians, well paid. We found out during this pandemic more than anybody, you know, more than any other occupation, that the gig worker, that person that's, you know, climbing up those ladders or up in the cherry pickers, changing those lights, those guys wrapping those cables, those guys setting up those mics,
Talk to me.
those guys behind the boards, right? So now we got people on computers making sure that nobody's tapping into a live stream like we're doing right now.
See, there
And
you
sending
go.
propaganda to our neighborhoods, you know?
Yeah, I know. That's why
Yeah,
I'm
so we
blessed
get
to
paid.
know you.
we actually get paid, and because it's an apprenticeship, you get paid to learn.
That's beautiful. And this program is going on now.
Correct.
We're gonna have to
Yeah.
get some of this information from you.
The white community in Colorado calls it RAP. You know, for them, RAP is a registered apprenticeship program, which is, you know, that stigma of apprenticeship. A lot of people, when they hear apprenticeship, first thing they think is, oh man, I ain't gonna make no money. You know, I'm just gonna be working for you, doing your job, da 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 da. It's not like that. We are in deep trouble. We see it everywhere we go. You don't have enough cooks at the fast food restaurants anymore, so there is no such thing as fast food anymore. You roll up there to get your food and you got to wait because they don't have enough staff. You go to hospitals, they don't have enough staff. We know the police don't have enough staff. Never had. Any occupation, there's not enough staff. Here, what we're doing in opening the doors, especially through understanding through digital equity, that we will have opportunities creating our own digital content, creating our own language and code, creating our own multimedia meccas that we need. But the only way we can do that is we have to start teaching our young people, our young scholars, when they're in elementary. There's a young man in the Montbello area who he and I have worked together for over 10 years and developed curriculum where he is teaching that curriculum right now in DPS to third graders on how to create their own digital content.
One of the worst things I hear is this idea of saving these kids. They don't need saving. They need society to not be racist. That's all they need. They are amazing. And so like they don't need me. I'm just showing them, you know, what's already inside of them.
We don't say make a beat. Making a beat, anybody can do that. Can you create your own digital music compositions and add it to your own digital content creations for your own digital media? Have it done by the time you're in the 5th grade, like your white Caucasian counterparts.
And that's what you mean by the equity. Am I correct? I mean, we really don't. We look at things on one level, and we look at it like only one way we can get out of this. Like we got to play sports or you have to rap. And what you're saying is there's a lot of equity in this digital realm or this world, a lot of things that we can do. And our people, what it sounds like you're saying, is a little behind. Oh, okay.
You've heard of you've heard of the digital divide, right?
No. What's the digital divide?
I think about what's something that the great, iconic civil rights figure of Representative John Lewis said about the internet. He said that internet access is a civil rights issue of the 21st century. It's important, right, to achieve digital equity, to close the digital divide as a fairness matter, civil rights issue, but also an economic issue, right? Because in terms of the competitiveness of U.S. workers, U.S. students, and the U.S. relative to the world, our GDP, is an economic issue as well.
Well, the digital divide was created in the 80s. Okay, that was their way. That was the government's way, and there's no other way to put it. That was the white community way of getting ahead of us. Okay, yeah, we have access to computers. We have access to home computers. But we have access to home computers that will move faster than yours for the next 10 years, right? So when we start breaking out and said, okay, let me get down to Best Buy or Circuit City back then. Let me get to Circuit City and get that home PC so I can get that home PC up in the house and then do what? Surf the web? Give away some more money? We didn't take it and use it as a tool that is meant to be used for.
And I'm really, really glad that you have taken the time to share this with us. But before we kind of wrap up this, because it's kind of deep, you know, it's like you could take the S and have a show, the T and have a show, you know. But I also wanted you to hit on this thing with PBS before we wrap this up, sir. Can you share with us a little bit about the PBS, please?
Okay, well, hey, and it's all about that. It's everything that we just discussed wrapped into the digital equity that is being offered, right?
Okay.
So this is a olive branch, if you will. And the reason I say that is because there are companies and there are communities outside of our community that really do care. And they really are trying to get the word out. They have the resources, they have the money. Comcast, NBC, Universal Studios, I thank you because you're trying. You're making a real serious effort. And that's where the PBS special came from, all the way from NBC, Universal Studios, Western Region, stationed out here in Denver, wanted to make sure they see the work, they believe in the work, they are helping the resources grow in the work, and they wanted to make sure that communities knew about the work.
You're being modest again. Now, I know what you're saying, but I saw that one PBS, okay? And
yes.
It seemed like it should have been up for an award or something. But, I mean, really. So,
appreciate that.
I know that you're being nice, and there were some heavyweights in there. It was very well put together, and I'm very glad you shared that with me because I would have never known. And I mean, I was thoroughly impressed. I am so glad that you sent it to me. I'm so glad that you answered this call to your old friend Bill and help a brother out, you know, little HBO right here, you know. And
right on.
No, but I thank you, Trey. I really do.
My pleasure, brother. That's what it's all about. It's all about our community, our young scholars, and our future.
Before we close out, is there anything that you would say to someone that might be wanting to get into the digital field, security or engineering, what would be your advice for them?
I would seriously take it like this. Think about that peanut butter sandwich, right? Check this out, because we know about it. We grew up on those bad boys, right? I got my ingredients right here, right? I got my bread, I got my peanut butter, I got my jelly or my jam, whichever I prefer. It's there. Those tools are right there. But hey, maybe I don't want that jam. I just want the peanut butter. Well, maybe I really don't even want the peanut butter. Maybe I just want the jam. Or hey, I might be that one person that just wants the bread. So think about it like that. Think about any type of occupation that you really want to do. Anything your heart desires. I don't care if it's fashion, jewelry, walking the dog. Be the best at it, right? Be the best at it, but also think about what else can I do to make this happen and make something go with it that's going to form a career and move me forward and develop and innovate new roads for yourself and your family, your friends, and your community.
Trey, I really appreciate this. I really do. Old man trying to just hang on like I had to hang my guns up too. You know what I'm saying? And I thank God I'm still here. Trey,
Woo!
That's what we're gonna kind of close on that right there, my brother. And again, I wanted to really, really thank you. I mean, for coming on and answering that call, Trey. I really mean it. I thank you.
It's good seeing you, man.
It's good seeing you. We're gonna see each other a little more here. I already know because I have an interest for this kind of stuff.
Bet.
Okay.
That's gonna work. All right, Bill.
All right.
45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50. Okay, we're all good with time code? All good with time code.
Well, another episode of Where Were You? And we would like to thank our guests for this evening. Also want to thank New Me. New Me helps sponsor Where Were You? So go on and check it out. New Me /Arkway. Also, go on and hit that like. Go on and hit subscribe. Go on and hit that share. Go on and leave a comment. And if you find anyone that has a story, let me know. And hey, you bless someone today.